Signs that you are on the right track on your OMAD. Number 1, you find that OMAD is not too easy. This is a good sign because sometimes it's possible for things to come off as though they're too easy. When this happens, when OMAD seems too easy, it usually means your body hasn't fully adjusted. If your body has adjusted, there'll be some adaptation. And of course, this depends on how far off the mark you are when you start. If you are way overweight, you will make progress quickly and you will struggle more. If you are in better shape, the adaptation period will become a little bit, your body will respond with more tenacity and you won't feel the need to adapt very early. Number 2, you find yourself wondering how slow your losses will become in time. This is another big tell because it means you have a consciousness or a cognition of how your life is going to be changing. Number 3, you find yourself wondering how you will approach this with your family. Again, you're thinking long term. Number 4, you find yourself wondering if you are ever going to eat that stored, canned, or else throw away an item of food. So you start to see that you have a lot more food all of a sudden, just like you have a lot more money. You're not spending it all on food. You're not having to constantly raid your kitchen, raid your pantry. You're making progress. That's a big sign. Number 5, you find yourself making more patience to wait for others to eat, because when you're eating OMAD and you start to adapt to your body fat rather than what you're really eating, you're just eating to keep your system moving. You're just eating to keep yourself going. The only reason you're not doing a pure fast is because your body actually does better with some little food in it to keep you moving, and that little amount is what drives you forward, so that you're not at a disadvantage. You're not running on completely empty, but you start to realize that longer you fast, you need less and less because you're fat adapted. Your body starts to burn on you rather than on it, and so as a result, you're spending less time eating, and others are still taking the same amount of time eating, and they're taking large chunks out of their day eating. They're having to eat 3 times or 4 times, or including snacks. And it's something that requires patience from you. Number 6, you find yourself wondering if you are getting enough actual nourishment. I get emails. I get lots of emails, but I get emails on this specific topic. And the fact that you're becoming more cognizant of what you're eating is something the old you didn't do. You just let yourself go and you never worried about it because you got so much dang food, but the problem was you got too much. Now that you're not getting enough, you're starting to worry. That's when you start to move up the ladder, so to speak. You start to take more control. You start to make healthier eating choices. And I've said from the beginning, don't worry about what you do at first, because you will become more cognizant of making better eating choices as you go along. And this is proof in the pudding. Number 7, you find yourself wondering how your eating will change going forward. So you start to notice your eating, and then you start to wonder, as I continue to make progress, how's that going to work? What am I going to be eating from now? For me, it was adopting fruits. I've never eaten fruits, and now I love them. I started to make changes, and those changes led to bigger changes. Every change leads to a better change. Number 8, and finally, you find yourself wondering how OMAD will affect any current afflictions or how you will feel going forward. You already feel better. You already feel changes to your body. You're not entirely sure what's going to happen, but you start to put together the little improvements you've made, and the bigger picture for you becomes a better one. Even in the case of mystery ailments, and a lot of times the more out of shape you are, the more mystery ailments you have. You have just a whole bunch of conditions that you don't know what to make of, and you start to wonder, the better you feel, how much better are you going to feel? That's what leads the way to actual progress, because you become addicted to progress. You become an adrenaline junkie to see what the day holds. That's why you eventually, your brain changes and you start loving surprises. You start loving randomness. You start not wanting an ordinary day. You start not wanting an ordinary job. You start wanting the challenge of doing something new. That's part of the brain growth. That's part of the outcome that says, hello, this is the new me. It takes time, but every one of these steps are important. So all you have to do is look for these signs. Look for the new you, because you will definitely find it.